And welcome to Aramella Gaming and whatever. As I'm sure you figured out, I'm Aramella. Basically, I'm just an old school gamer. I play way too many video games. It is a massive waste of time. And to feel like I'm maybe wasting my time a little bit less, I decided to record it and stick it online because that's the thing to do these days. So at the bottom left of the screen, I do notice there is the capture timer. I have tried to get rid of it. As far as I know, I can't. That should tell you the level of professionalism you should expect here. Really, this is for me, and whoever wants to come along for the ride is welcome. So let's hop right in. We're going to be playing RimWorld. I have just discovered this game. It's a lot of fun. I've played it, I'm not even sure. Maybe I've put a few good hours into it. This would be my third colony. The first one I didn't get very far at all. That was just vanilla. And then I got the royalty ideology and I want to say biotech expansions all at once. And then I started another colony and got a little ways into that one, just kind of playing around. I wouldn't say I've gotten probably in game or anywhere close, really, on either of the colonies. So I am not an expert at this game, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But we're going to go ahead and start up a new colony and see how long I can survive. So I noticed after I downloaded ideology and royalty and biotech that it hopped up some different scenarios here. The Lost Tribe, I must admit, looks kind of interesting, but I think we're gonna just stick with the crash landed again and see maybe if we could actually get our people off the planet this time. So let's go ahead and hop into that. Now, I've watched a couple people also play, and they talk about the differences between Cassandra Classic and Phoebe Chillax and Randy Random. I don't think I'm quite ready for Cassandra Classic. She seems a little bit like maybe there's more, what would you say, more events that she tosses at you within a shorter period of time. And then Phoebe Chillax, as the name applies, it gives you a little bit more time between disasters, as it says. And then this guy was a little bit interesting. I did play my last colony on him, and it does give you a warning. Since Randy is truly random, he will sometimes send extremely difficult or unfair groups of events at you. And I think maybe that's what wiped out my last colony. So we're going to start off with Phoebe Chillax, and maybe we'll switch over to Cassandra later as we get a little bit more familiar with the game and just past the point of, introducing ourselves into actually building a community effectively and efficiently. So we're going to just stick with Phoebe again. Peaceful, no, that's a little bit too. we need a little bit of adventure. Community builder, I'm new to this game still, but I'm not necessarily new to these types of games. I've played village builders, city builders, banished, that sort of thing. So I think we're gonna hop in, and I did have the two communities that didn't last too long. So I think we're gonna do adventure story and see how that goes. Oh well, Seed Torment, isn't that a that sounds like a wonderful place to start. Maybe we could get something a little nicer. Entrails, torment to entrails. This is a sign from the gods. Okay, let's try another one. Humantic? Humantic. I'm not familiar with that word, humantic. All right, let's try another one. Walter. Just Walter, okay, from torment to entrails to a ill-defined word to just some dude named Walter. Okay, let's try another impression. Wow, okay. Town. You know, I think that sounds good. That's about as lovely as it's gonna be. Okay. Oh, our factions. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm really tempted. Now, I think these insects, they're what get you when you do a mountain base, I believe. Something about if you build under an over mountain roof, then you could get insects. And honestly, I think I'm kind of wanting to try an over. I think I want to try a cave build where they're kind of just digging into the mountainside, but I don't know if I'm quite ready for massive insect assault. So I think we might get rid of, not the mechanoids, the insects for this round, just to give it a world. Disabling insect gene line means less spontaneous threat variety. Well, that makes sense because I won't have hives jumping up to kill my people inside their home, but that's okay. We're gonna go with that. But let's try maybe adding another faction since we got rid of that one. Pirates, cannibal pirates. What a lovely place. Okay, not cannibal pirates, or maybe cannibal pirates. I don't know. Yeah, let's have some cannibal pirates. And then who else? How many factions can you have? Let's see, we got these guys, a gentle other cannibal. There's so many cannibals. People just, apocalypse scenario, just hop right into cannibalism like they've been eyeing their mailman. Okay. Let's see, savage tribe. We got a savage impid tribe. Impids. I think those were the little dudes that were breathing fire at me. Which I think might be different than this, guys. Maybe these are just yeah, these are the regular baseline. And then we have the savage impid tribe and the nudist tribe. I mean, sure, why not? Let's let the nudists come play. And then so are friendly tribes? Any friendly tribes I could trade with? Maybe you just have to make friends with them. These guys concerned with practical matters of trade, trust, survival. This particular group has a streak of barbarity in them. Oh, sure, why not? Fierce, we already have some Neanderthals. Let's get just, I guess, a regular tribe. How many can you have? Can we get... Oh, max 12. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So I think we're going to generate with that. That sounds good. We'll just do the baseline of 30%. Just to kind of keep things moving. And I am, as I said a couple times, I'm not overly familiar, so we'll wait to get the massive maps. What's going on here? Let's see. We got the desert in the middle. And then looks jungle-ish. The Bagakor, I suppose. Tangle. The choking orange tooth. Ooh, okay, that sounds lovely. And I did say I wanted to do mountains. Like dig into a mountainside. But I also want to be maybe around some people I could trade with. There's nobody up there. My goodness, this is kind of a sparsely populated area over here, but there's a lot of people I could trade with. Extreme desert. I mean, I kind of live in an extreme desert in real life. I don't necessarily want to live there in my fantasy world as well. Temperate forest. Let's see. Does it say if there's mountainous? Okay, terrain, small hills. So temperate forest is kind of the biodome. And then terrain is, okay, flat, small hills, We want something mountainous, not in the desert, that's small hills. Temperate forest impassable, we can't go there. Impassable, large hills. That's a little bit more like what we're looking for. Oh, this is so, am I gonna have to re-roll this? Because I don't want to live really far away from where we're gonna be seated from some friendlies, so at least we have somebody to trade with. But I also don't want to be out in the middle of the desert. That just doesn't sound great. Great survival for somebody that's not too used to this. A very dry area that supports little life. Yeah, that doesn't sound... You know what? I think we are. I think we're going to re-roll. I didn't want to, but let's do it. I guess the other thing I could do is keep town and then bump up the population a little bit. Why are you not? There it goes. Okay. You know what? Let's do a different random seed. Transport company. Okay, sure. Like I know what that means. I don't even know exactly how this random seed works. I assume that this is basically just a variable that's keyed into a number so you get the same one every time. But it's interesting that I can like type in any word, you know, like my kitty's name. Raven. He's sitting on my lap. Raven. Raven will become a random, or not a random seed, but Raven will become our seed. Let's see what Raven does. Okay, bumping up the population seemed to help a little bit. I didn't even put it all the way to the top, and it looks like, I mean, I guess I changed the seed too, so I don't necessarily know that all that's because of changing the population up, but all right. Old Elephant Mountains. That sounds kind of nice. Let's see. Arid shrubland. A dry region, but not dry enough to become a true desert. Open plains with grasses and bushes. Grasses and bushes give way to scattered groves of trees. Plants are hardy, and there is a moderate density of animals, but arable soil is hard to find. So we're going to be able to hunt, not going to be able to grow easily, but I do know that you get things like hydroponics and you get like sun lamps, so I could build an indoor growing place if I can survive long enough to do that. So that's an interesting idea. And then there's, okay, that's impassable, mountainous. What's it, the impassable? If I could find mountains in a forest is what I really want, because I want my people to have a nice life, you know? Who doesn't want a nice life? And they're being run by somebody that doesn't really know what they're doing too much. So I like this because it has, those are the, whatever they are, the empire, the Romans, or who have titles like knights and dames, but Roman names, but whatever. But I know that I can kind of make friends with them. And then there's these guys here. Oh, okay. Let's just pick a place. Wait. Why is it not popping up with the thing? See how good I am at this? Let's see. Okay, there's that. There we go. That's what I want. Terrain. Okay, that's flat. That's mountains. That's not what we want. Desert. Temperate forest, impassable. See, all of these look like they should. Oh, temperate forest, mountains. There is. Were those nudists? I think these were nudists. They are neutral, so I could make friends with them. Let's see. There we go. That's what I want. Temperate forest. Purple. Doesn't this say? That's what I want. Factions. Okay. So we can make friends with the purple guys. These are a gentle tribe. The nudists we could become buddies with Easy and this Empire. And then these ones are always hostile, right? Okay, yeah, and then these ones, we could be friends with them, I think, but it's a little harder, and I think they constantly move back towards being hostile, if I'm understanding it correctly. So, okay. So we got these dudes, and so those guys are mean, and then over there, so maybe if I got, and there's a road right there. So let's do around here. And then it's just, do I want next to a river? If I got right about here, I'm next to the mountains. There's a river. So if it was the right area, I could hypothetically do the, what are they, water mills? Do water power. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Sure, I've spent long enough, but we need a good place, you know? It's very important. I mean, I can move later, move later, so it's not that important, but that's not easy. Okay, so ideology system. We're not going to mess with this too much. I think we're going to just go, for our people, we're going to go classic-like, because I don't really want to get into that too much, and then maybe the bad guys can be cannibals or pirate slavers or whatever they are. A blind cult of cannibals. Okay, so this is our people. Okay, so we've got, let's try to get a good mix of people. So Isolda. Sorry, I'm spacing out a little bit here. My goodness. Okay. Isolda McDowell. Very good social, very good. So basically, she could be a research warden, but that's not exactly what we need in the very beginning, is it? Ooh, mining construction. I like mining construction, but she's a misandrist. But she's also a night owl. I kind of like having a night owl sometimes, because I like somebody going around and doing stuff while everybody else is sleeping. Maybe. Zorkan de Urnham, I guess, is this dude. Okay, he is construction, intellectual. He's abrasive, which means he might pick fights. Is that what that means? Global certainty loss factor that tend to rub him the wrong way. I'm not sure exactly how that impacts. I don't know if that's like that he'll pick fights or that, I don't know. That's what we'll leave it at. I don't know. But he has shooting, construction, medical, intellectual. You know, that's kind of good. I think it gives us a nice range. Let's see who we can bring. Oh, combat engineer, yeah. So we wouldn't necessarily need him and her. And I kind of like him more than her. So I think we're going to go with Zorkon, who has just an interesting look about him. He's like a crazy Einstein looking dude over here, which I guess makes sense because his intellectual is so high, but Einstein probably wasn't a combat engineer, to my knowledge anyway. So we're going to put him at the top so we can keep a hold of him. And then a lazy misandrist volatile. Wow, you are a lovely person. Okay, pyromaniac, psychically dull, slow learner. You're 24, well, 54, 24. Man, I've seen people at metal concerts that kind of look like this dude. Interesting. Okay. That's okay. Lissolette. Construction, wimp, ugly. Okay, how about Jet? Shooting. She's a great shot. Very neurotic. Very neurotic. It's that very neurotic that really, I have a feeling that she is going to be a handful. How about Gita? Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I think it's time to re-roll some of these. Okay, randomize a delicate brawler. Let's see. A cook? What was Zorkon again? Construction, shooting, animals, medical, intellectual. And then, okay, melee. Mining, which Zorkon doesn't have. Cooking. I mean, that's kind of good. They can mine. They won't clean. And they won't haul things, which isn't great, but we'll get other people that could clean and haul things, so that's not necessarily bad. So we're going to put them up here for a little bit and see if we can get anybody better. You know, I'm just not feeling Isolde. Not feeling you. Sorry, Isolde. Let's see what else. She won't do skilled, or he won't do skilled labor. No. Misandrist. Wow, 13. You're up there with that 24 over here. Ariana. Undergrounder. See, now Undergrounder is good because I want to make an underground place. But it's that very neurotic that's scaring me off. I don't want very neurotic people running around with me. At least not my first 3 people when we're just starting things out. This person really can't do much, but they are a good fighter. But not good for a first group. Nimble. Okay, now, see, here's another one. She's decent. Artistic, medical, intellectual. Basically, she could do all the stuff that when we need, you know, the extra stuff that you could use the doctor, you can have her research, you can have her make some art. She is not capable of violence, but she is nimble. Oh, but I like her. There's something about Erica. I'm digging Erica. Artistic, medical, intellectual. What is this guy? I'd have 2 doctors. Let's see. Erica. Maybe Erica. Alright. So we have 1 person that can shoot, 1 violent, and 1... Oh, man. The problem, they're gonna have difficulty defending themselves. And can my shooter also is animals, so I think that would make them a better hunter. They don't really have any health issues. So we have a shooter, we have melee, we have construction, we have Hooch that can mine and cook, and then plants. Erica has a high plant. She doesn't have a passion for plants, but you know, we can't get everything. Animals and was Zarkon. And then crafting, we don't have a crafter either. We do have art with Erica. Art with Erica, that sounds like it should be a show, doesn't it? Medical, we don't have social. You know what, we'll find somebody. Yeah, let's go. Can't get everybody. We're just gonna go. Here we are. Okay, let's see. The 3 of you awake in your cryo-sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown RimWorld. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. Well, good luck, folks. Okay. So there's my people. They're showing up. Hi, guys. Oh, let's see. Let's pause. Who do we have? We've got a little, is that a dog? It's a husky. I wasn't sure if it was a wolf or a dog. Okay. So, bolt action rifle, I think I want to say is better than the revolver for the shooter. I don't know that for sure, but I'm going with it. That's my gut. So we're going to give that to them. And then, oh, Erica, I seem to remember, cannot pick up a gun because she's incapable of violence or a knife, right? Yep, okay. So, but this guy is... Now see, my gut says that even though a person is better at melee than shooting, I want to give them a gun anyway, because it's like bringing a gun, you know, bringing a knife to a gunfight is just not a good idea, but it's a game, and I'm thinking that because their melee is higher than their shooting, that it would be more effective to have the knife. So they get a knife. And then I think, can't we move? I really wish I could get rid of that. That is very annoying. Where can I stick this thing? Ooh, I could stick that right up in the corner, couldn't I? Bear with me for just a second. I think I can move this. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Okay. And then orders, let's see. I think I can allow everything, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then do it over here and over there. Okay. Oh, and they got some wood over here. Oh, look at that. There's a whole herd of bison. I think Zorkon was our animal guy. 5. I wonder if he can... I wouldn't mind getting a couple of those. But they have bigger problems right now, don't they? They need a place to live. Overhead mountain. See, now that's the thing I think that if we hadn't shut off the insects, that they'd be spawning in here. And I'm hoping, because I don't know for sure, that turning those off actually stops those. But I'm sure hoping. So we may get some insect attacks, but we'll see. Okay, timber shroom ready to harvest. So that's just like a mushroom tree. I haven't seen those before. That's cool. Okay. Where are we gonna... We want some place that's... Oh no, see, this is cool. I haven't seen one of these mountain areas before, but it's neat. I like it. So these move back in here. That would make it easier to dig out tunnels. And there's already actually an ancient bed in there, which I don't think I can... Yeah, I can only deconstruct it. I can't move it. There's a lot of mushrooms. Different kinds of mushrooms. There's these little purple... Can I eat those? What are those for? Enormous purple mushroom. It dies when exposed to light. Okay, interesting. I don't know if my people want to eat fungus or not. Some people are into it, some people not so much. There's some more ore over there. Ooh, a tortoise. You know, I don't know why I love I love taming the tortoises and just having them roll around my complex, but we'll worry about that later. Okay, so they can't now... I wonder if people could get in over here. I want to say that they would, but I don't know that. But that still looks like the biggest area that's just a massive place that we could kind of build a community in. And maybe even the easiest to defend. Because I could build some stone walls fairly early on and cut off, see that whole, this whole area here, I could cut off. I mean, I could cut it off if I built in here just by placing a right there, and you know, and then it would take those, I think mechs, the mech clusters, if they dropped, or I don't know if they can roll, just roll in like the other raids, but yeah, they can still get in through the stone. And even I think the steel, I think my community, I want to say, had a steel wall and they blasted through that. But I mean, people with like bows and arrows and the crazy animals won't be able to get in. So I think we're definitely gonna go over here. And is this already considered this? So let's maybe start. This is the river. Oh, okay, okay. So that is the river. So I could actually build, eventually, not hydroponics, a watermill generator inside my complex and have it a little bit defended. Okay, so let's just start. What do you think? Outside or inside? I want to get resources from outside, so let's maybe, and I don't quite know what I'm going to do with the community yet, so let's just start over here, I guess. We'll just, that looks like a nice little place, so we're going to start, I could either go like that and have this whole area with just one wall here, or I can just start with a little. I think we're just gonna go like that because I tend to overdo things. It's not the most efficient, but you know, that's what I like to do. And so we're gonna go with it. The wooden wall. Okay, so Erica, what can you do? You're a medical and intellectual, so we're going to also get a farm going because I have nobody that can do plants, and that's going to be a problem. So I'm hoping if we get the farm going early that maybe it'll give them time to actually get something up and running, because nobody does it well. So where was that? Let's see, orders? Is that right? Orders, no. Zone, that's what it was. Zone, growing. And so if this is where we're going to start, and then we're going to build into this mountain. Ooh, I like that. We could go all the way up and all the way down. Okay, so yeah, we'll start a little farm here. It'll probably move later, but just something to get them going. So let's get rid of, I think they'll chop down those trees and all that if I just let them go at it. And then we need, what do we need? We'll let that go on play on slow while we kind of get everything sorted. So how about we do I'm just kind of clicking around trying to think of what I'm doing. Okay, let's do a stockpile zone down there. Yeah, we'll just put all your crap in the corner. And then, you know, I don't really have any, I don't really see, I'm sure there's a point in building the bedroll, but I don't have any cloth. I guess it would be maybe more for caravans you'd want to build the bedroll. And then I could put down a sleeping spot. But, I mean, I want to get the beds up pretty quick because people get pissed. I mean, wouldn't you get pissed? You're sleeping in a cave on the floor. There's wood everywhere. Just build them a bloody bed. So we're going to do that pretty quick too. And then they want light, I'm sure. And then I guess a door would be handy. So let's do that. What are you guys doing? Didn't I tell you to go? I didn't. Okay, go, go. Do your thing. What are you all doing? You are hauling wood to the blueprint. Why are you going that way? Apparently they can't cross that. Okay. I could build a bridge, but is that necessary right now? I don't think it is. Once they get everything over there, there won't be much need for them to come back over here immediately until they get this stuff built. So I don't think that's our main priority. Okay, so I think you guys are at least set to go. So let's do that. Ooh, there's more. Look at all the pretty stuff we get. Okay, allow that. There's raccoons, bison. We have some mules for a few days. All right. Oh man, good job, Zorkin. Cutting oak tree. Yep. Okay. Good job, buddy. Build it up. What do we need? We need a campfire, right? Temperature. What's the temperature like? Unroofed. Okay, there you go. Zorkin's building the roof. Outside, it's 13. 13 degrees Celsius. I am American, so I usually use Fahrenheit. So I'm not too familiar with what 16 degrees Celsius is. It sounds cold, but I don't know if that's right. I think their temperature should be around 21, so I think it's a little cold for them. So I think we're gonna build a campfire indoors. What is it? Is it? Yeah, it's winter, so it makes sense that it'd be cold, huh? Okay, so let's do a campfire there. And we don't actually have any meat to butcher, but this is another case I could just build this butchering spot, but I mean, Zorkon doesn't have much to do right now. Okay, so wildlife, what's in this area? There's some mega sloths, oh, there's a warg. Where's he at? Oh, more meals. Are we missing any other meals or anything nifty? I don't see any, no. I'm sure I'm missing something, but that's okay. So yeah, I think that'll do it for now. So that warg, do we want to tame it or do we want to kill it? Where'd it go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. I'll think about it, but I don't want my dog wandering off too far and wandering in Elsie the dog. I don't want her running off, so we're gonna make I think you can make a zone. Let's see, zone. And then expand home area. What is the home area? Do we not have one? I thought it's kind of like sets one up for an automatic, but I'm not seeing it. So let's do. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Maybe you had to make the roof or something before it would. So let's let Elsie. We're gonna expand our home area to over here. And then we're going to make a new home area, or not home area, excuse me, a new area, and rename it Elsie. And then we're going to close that and expand the Elsie area. For now, we're gonna keep Elsie like right around here. And then I need to change that for Elsie. Okay, so now hopefully Elsie will kind of just chill. I think I still have to like feed her kibble if I'm not. Ooh, I want those donkeys. If I'm not letting her go out and like hunt, but I don't really want her going out and hunting especially with that warg over there. So we'll just have to make her kibble or let her eat like our leftovers or something. All right, Zorkon, why are you sleeping on the floor? You just made a perfectly lovely bed. You go sleep over there, and Hooch will sleep there, and Zorkon. Wait, did I do Zorkon twice? I did do Zorkon twice. Who'd I leave out? Erica, Hooch. Must be Hooch. Okay. Wow, I'm really messing that up. Okay, Erica. So now we have Hooch, Erica, Zorkon. Perfect. Now I can get rid of these. X. Wake up, Zorkon. Okay. Sorry, buddy. Consuming packaged survival meal. Okay, fine. Go consume your packaged survival meal. And then build me, well, build you guys a butcher table. All right. Looks like they're starting off. Okay, so Zorkon is gonna go build that. And then I think that's a good place for us to pause. And in episode 2, what we're going to do probably is, I don't know what level you have to be animal to tame a bison. It's, they live 15, does it tell you? It's gotta tell you, right? Taming level. You know what if we just try? We'll try Zorkon. And then I think if we hit tame, cannot tame, well, it's not gonna tell us because he's sleeping. Oh, goodness. Okay, we'll worry about that next time. But if Zorkon is high enough, then we might try to tame a male and female of those bison and get a breeding population going. That's a little dangerous, I know, because they might attack. I think some animals do attack if you fail their training. But I think it also tells you that, like 10% attack chance or whatever. And then maybe I can send Erica and Hooch out with Zorkon. So that's probably what we're gonna do, is try to train us up a couple of bison and maybe slaughter the rest. Sorry, guys. Probably not too many of them at the same time, though, because we don't have any refrigeration yet. So we don't really have a way to store meat. And I think are these even gonna grow? Min growth temperature. So yeah, even though it's winter, these should still grow. And then these dudes here, I think we're gonna tame them too, because donkeys, oh look, we did miss that. Donkeys and horses are very useful. And the bison too, the bison make good pack animals as well, I think. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And give maybe our people some better living space, and it'll be fun. So I hope you enjoyed our nice little laid back adventure, and will join me next time to see what happens next with our little village, and we'll probably get, hopefully, to name it and whatnot. Alrighty, well, thank you all, and see you next time.